everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Alani and this is my first video. Today's video is just going to be a makeup routine, not a tutorial, not anything special, just a simple makeup routine, kind of like a get ready with me. And I have a friend right here. We're going to pretend like he's not there. I just wanted to acknowledge it so everyone knows that it's there and I know that it's there. But if you want to hang out and watch me do my makeup, then keep watching and we'll get started. Okay, so I went ahead and primed and moisturized my face. For primer, I used the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer and the Smashbox Primer Water. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation. This is in the shade 1.15, which is probably going to be a little dark for me right now, to be honest, but I'm going to make it work. And I'm going to use a beauty blender. I'm going to apply it directly onto my beauty blender. I started with 2 pumps. Let's see what that looks like. The color might not be too bad. And we're gonna try to cover up my friend here. Yeah, I think that color's okay. I'm gonna take some of this down my neck because I don't think it's quite my perfect shade, but it's not terrible. For concealer, to add a little bit of light back to my face since I just made it all go away, I'm going to use the Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay. I use the shade Light and Neutral. I don't typically go for a concealer that's super light underneath my eyes. I'm also going to apply a little bit of concealer to my eyelids to give me a little bit of a base for when I start my eyeshadow. Okay, I finished my foundation and concealer and it mostly covered up my friend there, so we're going to stick with it. I typically don't go for a super high coverage foundation. I like a light coverage, especially for the look I'm going for today. For powder, I'm going to set my face with the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte that I've hit pan on. I'm in the shade 300 Nude Beige. My skin is mostly dry, so I don't set my entire face. I set my under eyes, typically my nose area, and usually that's about it. I'm also going to use that powder to set what I put on my eyelids so that won't crease. Okay, I finished my base, so now I'm going to go into bronzer. I'm not doing any kind of special contour today, not doing anything dramatic. I'm just going to use the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. I don't even know if this is still around anymore. I don't hear anyone talk about this bronzer anymore, but it used to be one of the top bronzers that I heard people talk about on YouTube, but I've not seen a lot of people talk about it anymore. But I'm just gonna do an easy quick bronze across my cheekbones and my forehead, my nose, my jawline. Just the points of my face that I lost dimension on when I put foundation on. I'm also going to take a little bit of that down my neck. So I bronzed and that's all I'm going to do. Just an easy bronze, no contour or anything. And I'm going to jump into blush. Also, I did my face makeup instead of my eye makeup first, just because the eye makeup that I'm going to do isn't anything complicated. I shouldn't have a lot of fallout. So I prefer to do my face first. I know a lot of people have preferences. It's just whatever you prefer. But I'm going to go in with blush. It's a very light blush. I'm not a super big dramatic blush person. I prefer bronzer over blush. So this blush gives me a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of color, without overly doing it. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna mention the brushes that I use for bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer brush. I used the Luxie 660 Precision Foundation brush. I don't use that brush for foundation whatsoever, but I like it for bronzer. For blush, I used this brush right here. I honestly couldn't tell you where I got that brush. To set my under eyes, I used this brush from Sephora. This is the Sephora Pro Flawless Airbrush number 56 brush. I've had this brush for forever, to be honest. I couldn't tell you if Sephora even still carries this brush. For highlight, I'm using the Becca Champagne Pop highlighter. I have a very small size of it. I'm going in with this Morphe brush. I got this brush in a set. I'm pretty sure the set is still sold on Morphe. All the products and the brushes that I used today, I'm going to link in the description box down below if you want to check them out. But this came in a set. I'm not sure if it's sold separately. This brush doesn't have a number on it, so it may only come in that set. I highly recommend the set that I do have because it's my favorite brush set that I have. When it comes to brushes, I like Morphe and Luxie brushes. I'm sure that highlight is picking up on camera, but that is the Champagne Pop highlight that deserves all the credit that it gets. I'm gonna take that highlight and apply just a small amount to my nose. I'm not super big on nose highlight. I know a lot of people live by nose highlights, but I prefer just a small amount. Oh, I didn't contour my nose. Okay, we're gonna rewind for just a second because I realized that I did not bronze my nose at all, and I'm looking at it and realizing that it doesn't look right. So I'm going to go in with the Coastal Scents brush. I've also had this brush for forever. It does not have a number on it. I'm pretty sure Coastal Scents is also like a really non-expensive brand, but this is the kind of brush that I prefer for my nose contour. Which is really not contour, I'm just adding some shadow to my nose. You might not even really be able to tell on camera. Now I'm going to go in with my brows, and I don't do anything to my brows really. I don't need any extra coloring on my brows. I have pretty full brows as it is, and with all of this lockdown stuff going on, I really need my eyebrows done, but we're working with what we have right now, and I can only do so much on my own, and I also cannot get this open. So for my brows, I don't do any kind of coloring. I don't shade, I don't fill them in, I don't do anything whatsoever. I do use brow gel. I'm using the Brow Bar Eyebrow Gel, and it's just a clear gel. It's all that I do. I just comb through and just get them to lay flat down so they won't move throughout the day. So now we're going to jump into the eyes, and for the eyes, I'm using the Morphe 25D palette. It's just a very neutral palette. It's mainly just different brown tones. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to zoom you in. I'm going to start with this Farrah brush. I've never heard of this brand before, but honestly I don't even know how I got this brush. But it's just a very big blending brush. And I'm going to start with a lighter shade. I'm going to go in with this shade here on the end and start that into my crease. Okay, now that I have that in my crease, I'm going to take this more mustard brown color, and I'm going to take a smaller blending brush. This is another Morphe brush from that same collection I mentioned earlier. Again, it doesn't have a number or anything on it. So I'm just blending this color into my crease also, just to blend together with the first shade that I put down. Okay, now that I've placed that color down, I'm going to go in with a darker brown. This has a little bit of a red tint to it, and I'm going to go in with an even smaller brush. And this is an Estee Lauder brush. It also doesn't have a number on it. And I'm going to blend that color into my outer V and into the bottom portion of my crease. Now that I've placed that color down, I'm going to go back in with the blending brush I used for the second shade, and I'm going to blend all three of those shades together. Now that I've done that, I'm going to take the lightest shade in the palette. I'm going to apply that across my lid. I'm applying it mainly to the inner half of my lid. I'm not focusing much of it at all on the outer portion, since I blended that darker color. I'm also going to take that same light color that I used and take it across the brow bone. I like matte shades across the brow bone rather than shimmery shades. It's just my preference. I've done mostly what I want to do out of that palette. I'm going to take a Suva Beauty eyeshadow. This is just a single eyeshadow in the shade Coriander. And I'm going to apply that shade to my lid to add some shimmer on top of the solid matte color that I put down. Now that I've done that, I'm going to go in with the same medium-sized blending brush that I used to put the second shade down. And I'm again just going to blend all of that together. I'm going to take a Lavish pencil brush and I'm going to go in with the same highlight that I used on my cheeks, the Becca Champagne Pop. And I'm going to apply that into my inner corners. Now that we've finished the top portion of the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes. I'm going to go in with the Better Than Sex mascara by Too Faced. This is my favorite mascara. I usually apply 2 coats of this mascara. Now that we've done that, we could apply false lashes. I don't wear false lashes much. Very rarely do I ever wear them. I prefer just mascara. I'm going to go ahead and move on to my lower lash line before I apply lower mascara. For my lower lashes, I'm going to go in with another Morphe brush from that same collection. And I'm going to go in with the first shade that I used and apply that to my lower lash line. That's the only shade that I'm going to use for my lower lash line, and I'm just going to apply some mascara to my bottom lashes, the same mascara. Now that I've done my lower lash line and my bottom mascara, I am done with the eyes, and now we're going to move on to lips. So for lips, I'm going to be using the Lord & Berry. It's actually a matte crayon lipstick, but I've been using it as a lip liner. I really like using it as a lip liner, and it is in the color Intimacy. Now that my lips are lined, I'm going to go in with the M Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the shade Rose Nude. Now that my lipstick is dried down, I'm going to go in with a lip gloss. This is the Naked Urban Decay lip gloss in the shade Sesso. Now the only step I have left is my setting spray. I'm going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick setting spray. I know I mentioned earlier in the video that I have dry skin, but for some reason I really do like this setting spray, even though it's made mostly for people with oily skin, so their foundation does not move at all when their skin gets oily again. But I love this setting spray. It doesn't make my skin drier than what it is, and I feel like it makes my makeup last longer. Even though it is 10 o'clock at night, and as soon as I finish filming this video, I'm gonna go take my makeup off. Well, that is it for this video. This is the finished makeup look. Not anything special, just a very simple, easy look. But I hope that you still liked this video. I know this is my first video, so I'm sure there are very few of you watching right now. But to those of you who have watched, if you do have any recommendations, if you do have any video requests, anything that you want me to do in the future, then please leave me a comment down below and let me know any videos that you would like to see from me. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you get notifications every time I upload a new video. I plan to upload on Sundays. And be sure to follow me on all of my social media. Instagram is just my name, Alani Tate. Twitter is my name with 2 E's at the end. And Snapchat is al.tate. And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. What is wrong? Is it my voice? Am I talking weird? Am I moving? What happened? You're looking at me, you're smiling at me. It's like, I can see you smiling. Why are you smiling? So, this is a mermaid brush, okay? This is probably something that I got in kindergarten. Oh my god, we're gonna die. I'd be like, bye.